855-853-4802 is our phone number at Real Ghost Stories Online. Let's hear a phone call. Hello.
Hello. My name is James. In the late 1990s, I was living with my mother in a small one-bedroom apartment. This apartment building, it was very compact, and it only had one bedroom apartment, which my mother slept in, and I slept in the living room. On this one particular night, I was watching wrestling. I was a big fan of wrestling back there. And in the doorway, a couple of feet away from the TV, on the same wall, I'm watching the television. I feel like I'm being watched. When I looked over at the side, I noticed a black figure standing at the doorway, staring at me. Now, the black figure that was staring at me, she was without any kind of features whatsoever. It was like someone standing with a black leotard or something, except I couldn't tell the leotard. It was all black, like a black hole standing there in the shape of a man. The only feature that I could tell were his eyes. His eyes were larger than usual, and they were very angry looking. And I remember he was staring at me with such hatred, and it was overwhelming me. And I remember I locked eyes with this thing for about 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, she darts behind the wall where I had a small hallway that led to a closet and a bathroom. At the time, I used to work public safety. So that response came out of me, and I darted after it. I went down the small hallway, and the only two doors in that hallway was to the walk-in closet and a bathroom. I checked both of them out thoroughly until I realized no one's here. I kind of freaked out, but for whatever reason, I've always seen ghosts since I was a child. This was different, but I didn't react the way I thought I was going to react, with fear. It hit me moments afterwards where I went back to watching wrestling that I just saw something. I didn't see it as a ghost. I saw it more as a demon. A couple of nights later, I sleep on the sofa. I had all the lights out in the apartment, and I used to lay on my stomach, something I don't do anymore since this situation happened. I was laying on my stomach, and I started to fall asleep. I was in that position of being not awake, but not asleep either, that cross area. And I felt a hand touch me in the back of my head, and I felt all 5 fingers, and it was a very gentle touch. It wasn't rough. It was gentle. And then the hand went down my back to my lower back. And I remember jumping up, spinning around, so I was laying on my back, and I looked around. Even though the apartment was dark, there was still some outside light coming in, and my eyes were already adjusted, being I was laying in the dark. There was nobody there. At that point, I was able to go back to sleep, because I just wrote it off as maybe a dream I was having right before I fell asleep, and it made me jump. However, a couple of nights later, again, I was sleeping in the living room with all the lights out, laying on my stomach, and that's when it elevated. I felt an ice-cold hand grab me by my ankle and pull me violently off the sofa. So much in fact, my knees hit the floor. I remember scurrying back up onto the sofa and spinning around on my back and looking around the house, and once again, there was nobody there. It got to the point I got up, turned on all the lights, checked the whole apartment thoroughly. When I found nothing, I ran into my mother's room, woke her up, and notified her what happened. But at that point, I slept on her floor in the bedroom for the next few nights. Afterwards, I had to wake up in my house. I started walking around. I started praying, started throwing away a lot of stuff that seemed suspect, whether it was statues or anything that I find might have had some kind of connection involved. Started throwing them all out, a lot of my horror movies. And at the end of the day, after I finished praying, I started feeling that there was a lightness in the apartment, and that thing never returned. I just wanted to share it one more time, hopefully to people who would understand what I went through and believe it. Okay, thank you once again. See you all later.
So, did he have an apartment at Shadow Pines?
That's what I was thinking.
It kind of sounded like Shadow Pines.
You got to read the fine print. You have to read the fine print. That's all I'm saying.
And he's just along. His mom would have needed to read the fine print. She didn't. She signed the lease.
Because, if you don't do a little research, you don't do a little Googling or Yahooing or whatever it is at the time, you end up finding yourself in an apartment where the woman had her head cut off by someone, and then they think it was in a lake that you find very peaceful, walking around, listening to Michael Bublé around 2006, feeling good, and all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck? Was somebody's head at the bottom of this lake? And it's not so feeling good anymore, kids. It's weird. It's odd, and it's very weird to learn about it from the people at the Best Buy where you're just trying to buy a washer and dryer, and the first thing they say to you when you give them their address is, did they find the head yet? What head?
And then you go to your coworker and you ask her, do you know about the head that's in my...
Everybody knows about the head,
and I'm like,
but you. But
I
you.
heard about it. They never have found the head. Didn't they tell you that when you moved in?
And then for the first... you even ask. You ask the lady up front when you're getting the keys and you're signing it all. Like, oh, it's a neighborhood. Like, oh, there's no crime here. It's very nice. It's very calm. And yeah.
There's that one day outside of the one day.
Yeah, just that one time.
It was just one day, statistically, very low.
We have to tell you about that one day.
Very low in the big scheme of things,
Oh, a chapter from Tony's life right there.
Yeah.
Or from his brain.
No, that happened.
That's his
Shut
life.
up.
That fucking happened.
All of that happened.
That's a real story.
I'm sitting here thinking you're just going off the deep end. I'm over here on my phone calling 911 to send you help.
No, and then Tony comes in to work and he's like, did you know there was a woman in my apartment complex that was beheaded and they can't find her head? And I'm like, yeah. I thought you knew.
My God.
He's like, no, I didn't know. How would I have known? I don't know. You already rented the place.
I rented it through apartments.com.
Well, that'll do it right there.
And it was like brand new. Like it was a brand new service. This is 2006. And it really was a good complex. I really had any issues with it other than the leadless lady and you're not knowing. But yeah, that was true story.
That's true. The Best Buy was true.
Everything. I did not embellish a thing. That whole fucking thing was 100% true.
No wonder your mind goes in weird places. You can't make that shit up.
No, you can't.
That was true.
Oh, that first week there in Wichita, it was for I don't know what it is. It's the magic of it. But everywhere I went, everybody wanted to tell me about some tragic story of the city. It was so weird. It's like the first time he was like, "Oh yeah, they're up there. There was the guy that was shooting people, sniper on the top of the Holiday Inn, picking people off."
Century 2.
And then it's like, so I'm like, oh, it's a really neat building. Oh yeah, the sniper was up there. Like what? And then there's the Carr Brothers story, which is just one of the most horrific, dark stories that you don't even really hear about because it's too dark to report on. And it's nobody wants to hear it because it's so fucking horrible. BTK, everybody knows about for the most part. But it was just like one thing after another. It's a neat city. But that was my first week there, and it was weird.
So honestly, at any point during that, did you think to yourself, "What the hell have I done?"
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. Because like everybody I was working with, I really liked. I met Carol, so like the environment was great. I was really happy with that. And I enjoyed the city. Like it was a nice sized city. It is a nice sized city. It's gotten much bigger since then. And I was enjoying it. I really didn't have any complaints at first. It was just an awkward introduction to the town. But yeah, every city's got its stuff. And that city certainly has some interesting stories. Without a doubt.